Hey everybody, and welcome to the 80th episode of AniBreak. My name's Jason. I'm glad you guys are able to join me. And for this week, we're going to be focusing on the upcoming season of anime. We do this every single season. This one is a little on the delayed side because a few of these titles have already started. We'll get to that in just a moment. But we hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys are relaxing. Saw a bunch of great anime, played a bunch of great video games. And yeah, we'll hope that'll continue right through the year 2014. But like I said, this episode is all about the winter season. Some episodes started about 2 days ago. A lot actually starts in about 4 days from now. So this is right smack dab in the middle of that opening week, as we'll call it. What's interesting about this go round is, for me at least, what I'm noticing, that there's always going to be some series from the last season that are being carried over, continued on. They have an extended, time frame. They may have received a couple additional OVAs, but there's only like maybe 4 or 5. For this winter season, I'm counting 15 different titles that actually started the last season that are still going on. Now, yes, you're going to see stuff like, obviously Pokemon. Pokemon's going to go on forever till the internet dies. You also have, Kill la Kill, which is already said to have like 26 episodes. Cannot wait to get more than that. But a lot of actually really fun series that I actually started really enjoying last season are still going on. Things like Diamond of the Ace, the baseball anime, which, if you guys remember before, I talked about how sport animes are not really my thing, but this one just captures everything that I enjoy about it. So you guys should check that one out. For a good rom-com or romantic comedy, go check out Golden Time. Log Horizon's still going on. I'm starting to waver off on that one. I was hoping for it to get better. Hasn't really done so yet. A couple others, Nagi no Asukara is still going strong. You guys want to check that one out. The other semi-sports related anime series that I'm enjoying that's continuing on is Yowamushi Pedal, the bike racing anime. Just because the main character is just a lovable otaku and gets into the world of competitive bike racing, it's a hell of a lot of fun. And in about 4 days, episode 14 is going to start. So you guys jump on Crunchyroll, get yourself an account if you don't have one already, and enjoy these. But that's all the past anime. I want to talk about the new anime. See, the thing is, though, you have well over 20 different titles coming out. And you really can't fit all of them into just a single video, so I try to pick and choose from the selection of the upcoming series to give you a quick taste of what to expect for this new season. So without further ado, enjoy our first look into the winter 2013-2014 anime season. You guys know I have to end that with Space Dandy because he's just so dandy. Yes, we'll leave it at that. So that is just a taste of what to expect from this upcoming season. And usually it's like a fair balance between serious, mecha, fan service. Not so much this season. Well, I'm not going to go through every single one of them. What I'm going to do this season is actually go through just a couple different groups. Ones that I think will actually look interesting and should be entertaining for at least a few episodes. Ones that are all for the fanboys and some fangirls. And a couple movies and specials to keep an eye out on. Well, let's start off with the ones that look to have the most promise. I've also seen a couple of these series' first episodes so far. Right off the bat, like we stated, Space Dandy. Space Dandy, when you bring together most of the crew who worked on Cowboy Bebop back in the day, your expectations go pretty fracking high. Not to mention the amount of hype that this series has received over the past, I would say, 6 months by now. With multiple convention appearances, the fact that they're actually doing a simulcast English dub screening on U.S. television. yeah, there's a lot of money being thrown into this film, or this series, I should say. And in watching that, because of all this hype, you go in with very, very high expectations. Now, I'll look at it. I watched the first episode. I saw both in English and in Japanese. And I enjoyed it. I was hoping for something a little different, but honestly, this is the first episode, and it feels like one of the light-hearted episodes from Cowboy Bebop. And if that's where they're starting, I am very interested to see where they're going to go with this. Because we know getting that crew together, getting Shinichiro Watanabe on this, getting Yoko Kanno in on this for a part of this, I'm waiting to see where this series is going to go. It's the classic style. You start off kind of goofy and lighthearted, and you jump into the more serious stuff as the series goes on. So I do have high hopes for Space Dandy. The next one was actually from Sunrise. You know, all the mecha series, you always had to get something from Sunrise. And this series is no exception. I'm talking about Buddy Complex. This one, aside from really, really cool epic mecha fights that I can see so far, it's also going to revolve around basically a coming-of-age story between two boys who they basically have a chance encounter with each other and basically how they grow together. And I like the blend of the mecha and the character development. I'm hoping that Sunrise does at least as well as that they've done in past series. That's all I have to say about that. And if anything, it'll be pretty to look at. Sunrise definitely knows how to make something just pop off of the screen. There's only a few others out of like the 20 plus titles that I'm actually looking forward to. A couple of them being actually continuations or second seasons of series, kind of like, I don't know, Silver Spoon. Silver Spoon caught me by surprise. A friend of mine was so infatuated with the manga, and he watched the first 5 episodes of the anime when it first came out, and convinced me to sit down and watch it with him. And all I think of is, okay, city boy, university, gets sent out to work at an agricultural college out in the boonies. Oh, this is going to be so-so. And it actually turned out to be a really, really fun series. So I'm looking forward to the second season by A1 Pictures. If you guys haven't seen season 1 yet, go check it out on Crunchyroll right now. Let's see what else is there. Okay, we'll get to those ones in a moment. We started off that video sequence with Wizard Barristers. We've talked about it before on the show. When the trailers first started released online, probably in October of last year. It definitely has the same unique visual style you guys might remember from Mezzoforte and Kite. That's for a very good reason. If you guys have looked to see who's actually part of the crew behind that, who's directing, who's the character designer. I mean, gee, I wonder why they look similar. Almost like it's the exact same person. Which leads me to wonder, where is Wizard Barristers going to go? Yes, you're going to have cute girls, tons of fan service, lots of gunfights, and a mix of magical play. Are we going to go down the path of like Kite and Mezzoforte, where they started adding some other segments into there? We'll see what happens. I'm just hoping that if they do decide to go down that path, it doesn't become a major issue in the series. It's just like a side bit for the fanboys. I mean, I'd be fine with that. I don't want to become, the sole purpose of this series. There was another one that I saw that looked kind of interesting. I'm willing to give it a shot. The one that's called Maho Senso. Basically the magical war, I believe. This has the possibility of looking to be a very strong series near the end of the season. But I'm worried that it'll go down the path of so many other anime series that they start off strong, they want to go down this, this one path, and then 4 episodes in, they take a massive detour, go someplace else, and never come back. So that's my worry. But coming back to what I initially said, that it's not really a balance of all these different kinds of genres this season around. there is a crapload of fan service laden series this season. I mean, for all the fanboys and some of you fangirls out there, you have a slew of titles to go ahead and check out. First off, we've talked about it before, Supersonico the animation. Yes, the Nitro Plus mascot finally got her own series, and I watched the first episode, and it is just too high on the content of sickeningly sweet and tossing in fan service. Like, that becomes like a character archetype that I really don't like. So, I mean, you can be ultra cute or you can be all fan service. You try to put the two together and fuses are blown in my head. It's not good. So, I'll probably be passing out on that. You guys are more than welcome to watch it. If it's actually starting to get a little better, let me know. I may give it a second shot. We also talked about in the past Robot Girl Z. This is a selection of short episodes, about 10 minutes or less per episode, featuring girls that take on not just characteristics, but costume design influences from several major giant robo, big mecha anime series from back in the 70s and 80s. So you guys can enjoy that one for a bit. That's going to be kind of like, I look at it as the same as Miss Monochrome. Miss Monochrome is 5 minutes long per episode. Half of that's just the closing credits. But for what it is, it's a hell of a lot of fun. So I'm not expecting anything deep on it. But you know what? After a long day of work, do you really want something deep and insightful about that? No, you want to kick back with a beer or any other drink of your preference and go, I'm going to turn off my brain and enjoy some anime for a few hours. Oh, let's see what else. Yes, I know I saw a few of you talk about it in the chat when it popped up. We're talking about now Sakura Trick. This one, it's by Studio Dean. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is a Yuri anime based on a 4-panel comic strip. So you have two girls that go to high school that's slated to be shut down in 3 years. And of course, to share something special between them, they have to share a kiss. And of course, the relationship gets deeper and so on and so forth. So I can't even really call it slice of life rom-com at this point because it's just going to be focusing on the girls. So it's just Yuri romance. I don't know how deep it could ever get, but you know what? I'll give it a few episodes. I'll see how it goes. And then there's the series that I cringed. I physically cringed watching the first episode. It has a long-ass name, and the basic English translated title is So My Little Sister Has Been Acting Strangely Lately, but it is trying to be Wincest. It is trying to be Wincest harder than Ore no Amoto was trying. But at least Imo actually kind of succeeded at that. They actually had good storyline, and at least I thought it did. This one, you start off with the girl, Mitsuki Kanzaki. She's living with her stepbrother. Now you have stepbrother in there, so therefore you know that, gates are wide open. Something's going to happen. And one day Mitsuki is actually possessed by the spirit of that young girl you saw, basically that little angel girl. And kind of blocks a certain part of her. And says that she must fall in love. So, specifically, fall in love with her stepbrother in order to move toward the so-called gates of heaven. In watching this episode, something came to mind that apparently I was told by other people that this has actually been quoted a few times by different people who also saw the first episode. It's not really an anime. It's almost like a clip of scenes you can get from a porn site. I mean, there's nothing of value in this series, in this first episode. It is trying so hard to please all the fanboys with everything that you can possibly want. You have lewd angels, you have incest, you have tons of perversive behaviors for almost no reason whatsoever. It's just not for me. I cringed watching this. I couldn't. I can't watch it anymore. You guys are more than welcome to watch it. I'm skipping this one 100%. You may have also noticed a couple new idol titles in this new lineup. One is from Silverlink. It's called Nurin, and it's basically follows this high school girl who was the biggest fan of this idol, but when excuse me, when her favorite idol actually suddenly retired from the industry, she was completely depressed. And the thing is, what she tries to do is, how can I help her? How can I save her? She finds out that mysteriously that girl who just transferred into her class looks very similar to that idol. You can see where this is going. Girl wants to be idol, idolizes idols, and apparently will become an idol somehow. Who knows? It's anime. It's going to happen. But at least it's by Silverlink, so you're going to have some decent animation quality. The other new idol anime series has some promise, I think, called Wake Up Girls by Studio Ordet. This one is about a company called Green Leaves Entertainment. They're basically a tiny production company. They've had numerous clients and agents, but they've all seemed to have just left. They've disappeared. They're not going to work with them anymore. In their last-ditch effort, they decided, you know what? Let's go ahead and try and make an idol group. And of course, you get these girls. The one thing about all the news I've heard about Wake Up Girls that interests me is that on the same day and date as the first episode airing on Japanese television, there's actually a movie about the same exact series going to be released in theaters. How that's going to tie in, is it a prequel? Is it more of an overview of the upcoming episodes? I have no idea. All I know is there's going to be a movie tie-in on the first day of the first episode airing. Kind of a new marketing tactic. We'll see how it goes. First episode is due to be shown in theaters about 2 days from now. And I believe Crunchyroll has already added it to their list of simulcasts, so most likely we will see it very, very shortly. There are a number of other titles out there you guys can check out for yourself, but honestly, there really wasn't anything that seemed worthy of talking about or even considering. Like ZX Ignition is going to be based on a card game. You have where is it? Sugar Soldier, which is sibling rivalry in high school. Okay, that's going to be nothing like that, but it's all about girls and fashion and beauty, and okay, that's not for me. There's just odd stuff like Defrag, which I have to give, I think it was Bamboo from ANN that tweeted it, that she was very sad to find out that Defrag is not about computers or hacking, because fragging computers, and no, it has nothing to do with it whatsoever. Defrag is a standard slice of life. Hey, look, we have a club that we are doing nothing, but we're all going to get together and do nothing together. Not for me. I mean, of course, people are going to check out the second season of Chuniboyo, just because if you've watched the first season like I have, you kind of want to see where this is going. And not to mention, it's Kyoto Animation, which means fantastic production quality. I'm hoping for a great storyline like the first season, which I have to say, after the first episode, wasn't really a big fan. Gave it a second shot and marathoned the whole thing. So it's amazing what happens when you look at that. Like Mocking Key's getting a second season. There's a new series called Hamatora, the Animation, which talks about kids with powers. I'm not expecting much from that one. I could be mistaken, but that's what I'm not seeing. Finally, I want to talk about some upcoming movies and specials you want to check out. We've already mentioned the Wake Up Girls movie tie-in with the anime series. You've seen me talk time and time again about the Bodacious Space Pirates movie coming out this year. There's also an Idolmaster movie coming out finally. This one has been in the works for a while, and I've been waiting for information about this. I've been waiting for the release date. I've been waiting for If it's going to come stateside, still haven't heard about that yet. Time will come. Time will tell about that one. For you Tiger and Bunny fans, there is the second movie, The Rising, coming out. And as you guys have been watching, I've been so happy talking about a new Daikon film. Daikon Film 33 is the name of the project. I'm waiting for more information. They were going to release a bunch of information today on their website. And all they've released so far is links to merchandise from their past Daikon works. Daikon 3, the intro to Daikon 4. You can get mugs or towels or something like that. But nothing about the film. So I'm holding out for more information. Hopefully they'll get that for you guys next week. Trying to think, the other thing that we've talked about was the production IG movie, the hand-drawn animated film Giovanni no Shima, Giovanni's Island, for translation. That one set in World War II about two brothers and a family dealing with. They meet a girl on the island while it's being invaded during World War II, and it's about them and their adventure together. So that one should be a hell of a lot of fun. Well, let me rephrase that. That one should be very interesting because I'm expecting that one to be just as of a tearjerker as Grave of the Firefly. So I can't really say fun now, can I? But all in all, when you look at the lineup for this winter's season, there is something for everyone. It's not an even mix of everything for everyone. But you know what? I look at this entire list. I'm still waiting to get more information from Sailor Moon. It's been pushed back. We've been told it's going to happen in the winter. Don't hear anything about it yet. Just merchandise, but nothing about the series. Maybe that's their plan all along, to tell people, guys, get hyped for this, this new variation of Sailor Moon. But in order to make sure you guys are really, really excited for it, we're going to make sure you buy all of this merchandise for an entire year. Maybe that's the way they're going to make their production budget that way. Let's get the money from the merch before we actually make the series. Who knows? All right. Well, like I said, I didn't touch all of the titles. There's actually quite a few more out there. You guys can check them out for yourself. Just remember that you have a number of different places to go check out these new series. You have Viz, which actually posts all their stuff on Hulu. Hulu's going to have a decent number of titles this season. Not to mention Funimation. Funimation announced the 8 that they're showcasing on their website, also tied in with Hulu. Things like Space Danny, Noragami, which actually looks kind of cool, Buddy Complex, which I'm really looking forward to checking out, and a number of others. So you can catch those on either Funimation's website if you have an EVS subscription, or you can just watch them with commercials on Hulu. Now, since Funimation received a massive cash flow from the Churning Group, for the past few seasons, we've seen Crunchyroll pick up the majority of titles. And this one is no different, because I'm looking at this. Yeah, we're, I think, at 18 titles right now, with more to come. Crunchyroll is not going to be happy until they have every single title available for simulcast on their website. And for me, who actually pays for a subscription, I'm all for that. I pay you guys for money. I pay you guys for anime, and damn it, I want to see anime. So that's your main 3 sites. You have Viz and Funimation, which also ties in with Hulu, and as well as Crunchyroll. There are, of course, a couple things that are showing up on YouTube, like you have the new Gundam series. That's just on YouTube right now. You also have Daisuke, but to be honest, I've yet to find a person that it's actually used for an extended period of time, that streaming site. So we'll see if that experiment bears fruit for the Japanese company in the long run. We'll see. All right, everybody. I think that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Like I said, this was the 80th episode of AniBreak. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Stay tuned for post-show. Just remember, you can always catch past episodes on our YouTube page. And as a special reminder for those of you going to Anime LA this weekend, on Friday at 4:45 p.m., I believe in LP2, I believe is the correct room number, I will be co-hosting with my friend the magician William Draven the latest iteration of the Ultimate Geek Showdown. This time it is Goku versus Superman. Hope to see all of you there. If you cannot make it, do not worry. I will be recording it, and I'll be posting up a few weeks later on our website. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. For AniBreak, I'm Jason. I will see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.
So sweet.